Hi, you guys. Welcome. For our next breakout session, we have Lisa Adams, the creator and CEO of LA Closet Style. And she's going to be talking to you on how to style and streamline your life.
Thank you. Thank you. So it's a nice, intimate group, so feel free to ask questions throughout. I feel like let's just make this a fun discussion rather than hearing me talk, for 40 minutes. So yes, I'm Lisa Adams, CEO and lead designer at LA Closet Design. Based in Los Angeles, we do projects mostly in Los Angeles, but certainly around the country as well as outside of the country. I started the company in 2007, and I think most people always ask, like, how did you get into closet design? It's sort of a very unique niche, and in terms of going back, I feel like it's a pretty interesting story and sort of leads me to where I am today. But I was born and raised in Hawaii. I went to school at UC Berkeley, and I majored in chemistry. So I was really a math and science girl, very organized, very left-brained, detail-oriented. That just came very naturally to me. So I really wanted to do research and development, and I was an introvert, very introverted, very fine working by myself. And it was just one night in the lab by myself. I thought, oh my God, it's kind of lonely, and maybe I do want a little bit of people interaction. And so it was that moment I thought, maybe science isn't right. So I decided to get my MBA in hopes of mixing science and business to get out of the lab. After I got my MBA, I was given an opportunity to work in a design firm on the operations side. And so that was my first, had no experience in design at all. Other than coming at it from a very different perspective. I wasn't jaded. I didn't have certain, perceptions about it. And I was working for a kitchen and bath firm at that company. And, that was when kitchens were all the rage and people were all about kitchens. This was the heart of the home. People were gathering in kitchens. And people would occasionally ask, what about closets? And I thought, well, who is doing closets? And I want to be doing closets. So it was that moment I started the closet division for that company and, really just set a path. I knew that I was always very detailed and I could do closets functionally, but could I make them look beautiful? I mean, I had never exercised my right brain, and so that was sort of the challenge. So quickly went to school, got up to speed with design classes, went to UCLA, and then decided to sort of, take this leap of faith. Parents were sort of, what are you doing? But I said, just hold on. Like, I'm really passionate about this. I think there's nobody, sort of doing it at the level that I wanted to be doing at. So in 2007, I started LA Closet Design during the recession. So again, not a great time to be starting a luxury brand, but, persevered in LA and sort of, have hung on, and now to see closets becoming what they are today, and 3-story closets, 2-story closets in Minnesota, it's just sort of remarkable. I'm so happy that people are treating this as a legitimate space. They really want to be in this space. So yeah. So I just wanted to show you a few projects before we really start the presentation. And so this is Jessie Malay. She's an influencer, she's a blogger, a project that we did with her. What's interesting about this project is that she was actually in a rental unit. And so most of my projects are, higher end, it's new construction, it's sort of really big, massive closets. And in this one, she said, I'm renting, I'm not gonna be here forever. I don't wanna, I don't wanna spend so much money. And so I decided to take this on. It was sort of a challenge. Oh, you can't see it? Thank you. Is that the black screen? Yeah. Thank you. So here's Jessie. And with this closet, and it was the first project where somebody came to me and said, most times it's, I need this functional, I need my shoes displayed. For Jessie, it was, I need this to be an Instagrammable closet. I need it to be photogenic. I'm going to be shooting video in this space, photographing, staging looks, and I need to sort of have it be photographable at every angle. So I created this for her, and it was a custom vanity, so that was custom designed, but believe it or not, those are Home Depot shelves that, we created this floating look, but used Home Depot shelves. This is Tyra Banks, one of my clients as well. And this, was a modern house. She really wanted a modern, sorry. Do you want to do it? A modern closet, very clean aesthetic, that was sort of the direction. And, it surprised me because when you think of Tyra Banks, you think, top model, flashy, very, clothing, but, she really wanted it simple. There was a lot of sort of black and white and her signature color yellow. You'll see the shoes displayed, boots on boot trees. Everything clean, very curated with cubbies, some, closed storage, some behind doors, some open. And then a glass top for jewelry. Next one is Khloe Kardashian's workout closet. So you might have seen it. And this was a fun one because it was sort of a new idea that, here we are, a very specialized closet. So sometimes, I've done luggage closets, gift wrap, office closets, and this was a very sort of, a workout closet. And believe it or not, she fit everything in there. And, what I like about this, too, is that it motivated her. I think this was like when she was starting to get back into working out. And, to be able to see everything having its place, like regardless of this is your own closet or a workout closet, it just makes you feel good. Makes you feel good when things are organized, things are in its place. You want to work out. You want to put on that cute outfit, pick out your shoes rather than having to kind of stumble in a basket. This one is Brad Goreski. So you guys might know him. He's a celebrity stylist and also on the Fashion Police. And Brad called and, said, hey, I have this closet and I've got an Architectural Digest shoot. They want to shoot my closet in 3 weeks. What can you do? And I thought, Brad, I need more time. So I came and then realized he already had this Container Store Alpha System closet. And, I think this is what many of you might have or people have, and it's sort of the reality of the space or budget constraints, and this is what he had. And I think what was kind of, nice about this, or sort of the takeaway for me, was that, he had inherited the Alpha system, and he didn't bother to change the hanging heights, the shelves. It was sort of, he just moved in, and so his jackets were hanging on the shelves, and it's just, the idea that you can move things, if you move into a closet with a shelf or a rod that's too low, like move it up. And I think it's sort of a, an obvious thing, but kind of not. I think people are just so adaptable that they just move into spaces, but they don't realize, that you can just do these simple tweaks that, make it work for your clothing and how you function. So with Brad's, besides adding shelves, raising rods, I also added, some custom pull-out shelves. Behind him, you'll see the custom floating shelves for his shoes. So that was a custom element that I added. And in this space, it's in his bathroom. So I think that was the other thing. Like he's walking into this space that's combined with the bathroom every single day. So making sure that it looks good, that everything has its place was important. I also added this custom mirror surround, you'll see, with the ties hanging. And then the chandelier and bench and an area rug, and already the space feels elevated. And then, just some fortunate to have been in some press. So the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Oprah, Architectural Digest, GMA, and Forbes. So now, shopping in your closet. So this is sort of the meat of the presentation, and why, I was so thankful to be invited here. And when I thought about what could be the takeaway, I thought shopping in your closet. This is something that my clients ask me to do. They want to feel like they're shopping in their closet. And when I really dissect what that means, it's people love to shop in boutiques. They love that experience. They love, things that are not, spaces that are not cluttered. When you think about going into a store, it's well lit. Hangers are not crossed over between, everything has its place. And I think that's what people want. People, as much as we like our stuff, I think we also sort of like when things have its place and you feel good in the morning. You can see the difference between a black shirt and a blue shirt, at that everything has its place. So, in thinking about this, I feel like there are 5 tips that you can do without, on your budget, sort of takeaway tips that can really elevate your space. So next one. So the first tip is to keep it consistent. So, with hangers, a lot of times I go into my clients' closets, and that's, as much as we're saying, keep it consistent and get matching hangers, and I think you guys has all heard it to death, we still don't do it. And we still kind of mix in dry cleaner hangers with plastic hangers, with wood hangers, and it's just a hodgepodge. So really, making an effort to do that. I think ways like pull-out hooks when dry cleaning comes in, have a place where you can unwrap everything. There's a trash can there, something so simple, but, sort of give back the wire hangers and then quickly transfer to the hangers you're using and put it back in your closet. Hardware, keeping that consistent as well, accessories, and then injecting your personal style. So just some examples of that. In this closet, you'll see that there's a brass hanging rod, and even the hangers have a brass hook. So when you look at this, vignette, everything it's in the same palette, and it looks really nice. So we've got the brass metallic accents, lighting, it feels very feminine. In this picture, we've got flowers, so just styling. If you've got a bureau, a vanity, just adding these kind of accents in a frame, flowers, make all the difference. This one is Monique Lillier's closet, and again, to show you sort of a consistent palette. We did a gray wood closet for her. Sunglasses that are in a drawer insert, and you'll notice here this is a tray that I designed, but sort of the same concept. Hangers that are consistent, so white wood hangers, and then really just kind of a monochromatic look with chrome accents. I also wanted to just mention the shoes, how each pair, I think, to maximize, you really need to know what the heights are. So, boots, flats don't require a lot of space. So, if you really want to maximize that, don't put flats in a 12-inch space. That really sort of gets you the most in that area. The second tip would be lighting, to light it up, whether that's a decorative fixture, chandeliers, lighting the cabinets with lighting. Daylight bulbs, which allow you to tell the difference between blacks and navies, and then lighting at the vanity. So just some example. This is a shoe wall that's got LED backlighting, and it's really nice. It just sort of creates a moment. You'll see the boots hanging, heels. They just really, look nice. It feels like a boutique. You're creating a shopping experience. This is a vanity I designed, and you'll see the lighting at the vanity, and that's really important too. It just really makes the getting ready process easier. I think most oftentimes you might have a vanity, but you don't have the right lighting, so you end up either putting on makeup in the bathroom or where there's natural light. So making sure that if you've got this sort of dedicated area for vanity, that you have lighting that suits you. Here is another example of the LED backlighting for shoes. And then you'll also notice to the right that hanging rod actually has lighting in it as well. So it just, when you're looking for the right top or the bottom, that it's really shining the light on the top so that you can see better. And just to note too, the hanging rod, that we hardwired that, but there are also just options available that are battery operated. So if you're in a closet where you don't have the luxury of doing that, there are battery operated options as well. Here, just to show you a beautiful chandelier, really just sort of makes all the difference with lighting in the hanging rods as well. And then we have shelf lighting. So again, LED lighting that's in the shelves to just create an ambiance as well as a functional value. Tip number 3, staging your looks. So I don't know how many of you, shoot content in your space or have a closet where, you're putting together looks, but I feel like this is sort of a nice trend. You know, a lot of people now are wanting to create these spaces, converting rooms so that they can create content in their dressing room as opposed to doing it in the living room or somewhere else. So, you know, some ways of doing that would be a garment rack. This is great for bringing in new items. If you are constantly getting things from vendors and you just need an in and out system, garment racks are great. It's also good for packing. So if you're always traveling, it's just such a nice way to put together looks in an organized way, and looks great for photographing as well. So this is a closet that I designed, and it's a custom garment rack. So it's sort of the same idea, but really, you know, making it more, it's brass, so that's a custom finish, and then a marble shelf that's also movable. What I like about this was that, you know, it's in the color palette, and I think injecting your personal style is important. So if your style is modern and edgy and black leather, it's kind of nice to, you know, that in a picture you can get that idea, that you get that your style, if someone sees your Instagram, someone sees your profile, they get what your style is. And you can clearly see, you know, what my client's style is and, you know, what color she leans towards as well. So it all just sort of blends, you know, the fashion and the function and the design of the closet. This one is Jessie's closet again, and you can see when she's at the vanity, she gets this beautiful look of her staging area. And this, believe it or not, you know, didn't break the bank. It's a towel bar. So that was a chrome towel bar that we installed on a wall mirror. And so she, you know, hangs looks that she's getting ready to, you know, to wear or even just photograph. So again, this idea of staging, you know, if you're a stylist, if you're on the go, if you know, it's just, instead of having it in a drawer, it's an acrylic tray that's custom designed. So if you want to house jewelry, sunglasses, whatever it is, accessories, that this is movable. It's also great, you know, clients are using it to style their bedrooms, their nightstands, their islands. So it's a great way, you know, with flowers, just like this sort of setup, that it looks pretty. So in this one, you'll notice in the top right, it's a pull-out valet hook. And I think that this is the gift from God and that every closet should have one, or a few of them. It's a telescoping valet rod, and it's easy to install. You can install it on your panel. You can also install it on the side panel. But it pulls out about 6 to 8 inches, and it's great for, you know, incoming dry cleaning, if you're packing. So again, if you don't want to do a bar, if you don't want to do a garment rack, this is another option where, you know, the more the merrier. But these are very sort of low profile. Hang your dry cleaning, pack, new looks. It's just sort of a nice way to do that as well. You'll see in this closet, it's, you know, we converted a living room into a dressing room / office. And I'll say that again. We converted a living room. So this was somebody who is a single woman, you know, 2 entrances into the home, and really, you know, wasn't using the space. It became just sort of a dumping ground to all of her, you know, overflow. And so she really wanted to use this space, and so this is what we did. So she already had a closet in her master bedroom, but wanted to create this beautiful boutique getting ready space. So everything is curated with, you know, the best bags she has, the jeans that she likes, everything that she's wearing. You'll see her desk. So we created this, you know, desk in the space. And then the hangers that are consistent. So she's got a lot of leather jackets. We did this black garment rack with the black hangers as well. This is a pull-out packing table. So this is also great if you don't have an island. It's good for folding, for setting things on. You know, you need some landing surface to be able to pack, to fold. Great for staging as well. Tip number 4 is to protect your investments. So if you know, there's a lot of valuables in the closet, whether that's bags, shoes, boots, and so that's another takeaway, is to just protect what you have. And so we've got purse pillows, and I'll show you these. But they're great. I mean, you can use tissue, but this is also nice because it goes into the handbag to maintain the shape. So the corners go into the bags. There's different sizes, and purses end up sitting nice and beautifully on the shelf. So a great way to keep your bags beautiful and long-lasting. So you'll see here the purse pillow going into the bag. And then boot shapers. So those are great too, because they go into the boot, you hang it on a rod, and you're able to see all of the boots. They're standing vertically and just really nice and organized. Here we've got the sunglass drawer insert. You also see some watch winders, as well as a drawer with a glass display. And again, just so that you can see what you have. And really that's my message, is that if you can't see what you have, you won't wear it. And it's true for everybody. And if you won't wear it, then you probably should, get rid of it. So just having the things that you really enjoy and you love. And so this was a drawer insert for small bags, clutches. This is a jewelry insert that I designed with the marble surround, fabric panels, a glass box for jewelry, and the watch winders. So pretty over the top, but just to give you some ideas. And then having a glass display. This closet had doors to keep the dust from the shoes and the bags, so that's helpful. And then again, a very merchandise look. So if you love your hand, people are saying, I put my bags on my shelf in the living room. That's how much you love it. So just being able to create these kind of vignettes and looks with your purses and your shoes. This is a makeup drawer. And again, this idea that everything has its place. So, different compartments for face, eyes, lips, brows. It was a wipeable insert, so if anything gets on it, it's easily wipeable. And again, another example of a drawer insert, as well as cups for brushes. And this is something that's very customized, but I think, it might be aspirational, but what you can do too is, any insert. Like you can go to Bed Bath & Beyond, you can go to the Container Store and sort of play Tetris. But the idea that, find the things that work for what you have and fill the drawer. You want to be able to open the drawer, really maximize the space, but see, so that there are different areas. And I think the idea too is that if you take out something, you know where to put it back. If not, it's just going to be a junk drawer. These are purse hooks, and I love these almost as much as I love the pull-out hooks. But these are great for tote bags. I really don't like anything lying on shelves and stacked in piles. And so anytime you can see it, that it's vertical, you can hang multiple totes on there, but that you can see it. You can see the side of it, you can see the handle, you know what that tote is without too much trouble of having to untangle or, lift things to get at it. The fifth tip is purging like a pro. So I don't know how many of you purge on a regular basis or do it annually. It's pretty hard. I'm sure most of you, are also professionals, stylists, and do it, but I think it's still hard to do it yourself. And I always say have a system and, try to incorporate it into your daily routine so that it doesn't become sort of a daunting task. And, that's also, sort of one layer to getting this beautifully organized closet. I mean, there's no way to do that if it's overstuffed. And so making sure that you have a process so that you're able to do this, keeping what you have, being decisive. So, for my clients, it's we have a laundry hamper with a dirty clothes liner and a dry cleaning liner and other liners for if it doesn't fit and it needs to be altered. If you need to give it away, you need to go to donate it. if it needs to go into the trash, whatever it is, but just making a decision. So if you take something out of the closet, doesn't fit, that you take action. You know, I think we're so used to just taking something out of the closet, we don't wear it, and then we put it back. You know, it has a stain on it, but we still put it back. Why are we doing that? So just, you know, sort of, you know, training your brain. And I think once we start to do that, once you send things to the Real and you see money coming, or you donate to an organization like Dress for Success, it makes you happy. And again, it gets you closer towards the goal. Oh, let me go back. And then, you know, recruiting a friend. It's so hard to purge. It's so hard to purge by yourself. So I think, you know, I like to say wine and purge, have a girlfriend over, do it to music, have fun doing it, but it's really important to be able to do that for yourself. So just some examples of purge closets, what it can look like, you know, once you sort of get the clutter out and only keep what you like. So this is Brad's closet, his shoes. And then hangers, you know, making sure that there's space. Again, the consistent hangers are important. You know, I think this is sort of aspirational in the sense that most of our closets don't look like that, but that's the goal, you know, to be able to have 1 inch of space so that it's convenient. Every time you need a blouse, you're not having to fight that every morning. And, you know, Tyra's closet again, you know, showing that it's a very curated boutique look. It feels like you're shopping in your closet. And I thought I'd end with sort of this case study with Jessie. And she's a blogger, influencer, beautiful girl. And, you know, what I like about this project is that it's so relatable. It was a project, again, she was renting a unit in Glendale. This is the before. And I think we can all relate to that, you know, where you sort of try, right? There's flowers on the shelf. And, you know, you put this bookshelf in. Like, I think there was some effort, right? Her bags, but you know, what do you do? Like, you know that you want seating in there, but it's sort of pushed to the corner. So this was the before, and then just to show you the process. And then this was the design process. So, you know, when we go through this, we're taking inventory so we know what you have. So counting, measuring, what are the hanging heights? You know, I think people always think, oh, I need long hanging and I need short hanging. But what about medium hanging? What are your preferences? Do you want to fold jeans over? Do you want to hang them long? Do you have short dresses? Are they all long? You know, and that's sort of a way to maximize your closet as well. If they all don't need to be 72 inches, then there's room for a shelf. Or you could put a shelf at the bottom. So just really knowing what your inventory is important. I can't design a closet without possibly knowing what you have. So these drawings, beautiful renderings, and then the installation process. Here we have, you know, with most of my clients, once we design it, we fabricate it, then we'll move them back in. So this can't happen without the purging process. I never want clients to just, you know, not purge and then just move into a beautiful closet, bring in the things that you're not even wearing. So after having gone through that, this is a very sort of, this is what I love, this is of the moment, and this is what I want to keep in the space. So getting her moved in with the boots, the drawers, all of the makeup. And then finally, the decor. So adding these finishing touches. So if it's, you know, artwork, drapery, an area rug with an ottoman, you know, just these touches that really help to elevate the space. And that's it. So if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Yes. Mm-hmm. And you already have an existing closet, or yeah, I think you know, all of these things that I mentioned, like the Container Store, Bed Bath & Beyond, Home Depot, like get creative, Etsy, Anthropologie, changing out knobs. You know, I think we never think about that. But it's like, why are we inheriting somebody's knob choice, right? You can just take that off, go to Home Depot, go to Anthropologie, you know, $5 a knob. And then, you know, what I like are these inserts that, you know, the Container Store has. Like, just play around and really make it functional. You're welcome. Drew? Anything else? It's a small group. You can ask anything. Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, it's the big closets are the sort of easier ones to design, right? Whenever you have wardrobes or kids' closets, you know, you don't have the luxury of space. And I think that's where you have to be super efficient. You know, I think I will never have a double deep shelf where things are back if they don't pull out. I won't have a drawer that's too tall. I feel like, you know, there are things, there are drawer sizes and shelf heights for certain things. You don't want to, you know, stack things too high. They fall over. So I think just dedicated, knowing how much short hanging you have, how much long hanging you have. Do you need a hamper in this space? What about a full-length mirror? You can put that on the back of a sliding door. So different things like that. Yes. Yeah, I think, you know, knowing what your style is and how you function too. I think those are things we don't really think about. You know, getting ready in the morning. What do you put on first? What starts it, right? You know, some people find their shoe and then that makes up their look. So just being organized in terms of the design, I think, you know, being functional about that. And then, you know, having a place, having a place to get dressed. Where are you gonna, once you get that top, where are you putting it? Where are you getting dressed? So, you know, making that dressing process easier. Yes. Yeah. And you guys can come up and look at it. We're a small group. But, you know, this was the acrylic tray. It comes in different sizes. And, you know, I think it was just really, what do I do in closet drawers and bring it into a situation that's more mobile. So we've got the sunglasses here, a place for jewelry. And then these little guys for rings, for earrings, the purse pillows, and then these are fun. Like, we've been selling a lot of these, but these rose gold hangers as well. So come and look. I've also got like a little book that shows some of my other projects as well. Thank you.